Now we will build the component that will allow us to create new cards from the dashboard. So maybe here we will define a component called maybe create card. We'll go ahead and create a new component. We call it, for example, create card. This component would have the same UI as maybe the dashboard card. So we could just copy the dashboard card for now and paste the content here. We're going to remove, all these variables and functions from here, from the xData object, and we will do some changes to the UI of the card. We will use another variable called maybe visible, and this will be set to false. This is the state of the actual card. So the card would have input fields and a submit button to actually create the new card. But before we show the user these input fields, we will have a button that is called create, and whenever the person actually click that button, the form of the create card would be appearing. Okay, so this is the variable visible. Next we would actually create our title, the variable title, to have the title of the card, and the content, which is the content of the card. Of course, they will be as empty strings in the beginning. Now we will define our function. We will call it, for example, create. So async create. This function will do the request of creating the card. So first we will do the same as we did in the previous videos. We will make the loading state to be true, and then we will start our try catch component. We will do the request here. So const record equal to await pp.collection on the cards, and then we're going to create, use the method create. Okay, the method create will take just the actual content of the card itself. So here we would give the function create, for example, the title of the card. That would be this dot title. It would be the variable defined here. Also the content of the card. And also don't forget to include the user, so that because this actual request is protected by the API rules to have a user field. This user field would be coming from pp.auth store.model.id, just like that. Now we will check if there is a record. So we will say if not record. So if there is no record object from this request, then what we will do, we will throw an error. On successful card creation, we will dispatch the event of items modified, so we can update the UI. So we will do dispatch, and here we'll say, for example, items modified. The same thing that we did in previous video in the delete function. Then we would update the visible variable to be false, because we will close the actual create form after the UI is updated. So this dot visible would be false. And then we will reset the variables of the title. So this dot title would equal nothing, and this dot content would be equal to an empty string. Then we would catch an error from this function. We will console.log that error. Then we would do the finally step, which will be updating the loading state to be false. All right, after creating our variable, we created the loading variable, the visible variable, and a title and a content, and the function called create that would update or create the actual card in the database using the title and the content currently authenticated user. Now for the styling and for the UI of the card, we would actually add a button that would be create new. This button would be shown whenever visible is not activated. So a simple button that will have X show, and the X show will be set to the opposite of visible. So whenever the visible variable is not true, whenever the card is not visible or the form is not visible, then this button would be visible. And we will have the listener to click events that will make the visible to be true. So whenever this button is clicked, it will make the variable or the form visible. We will add some classes to this button, for example, wfull, and h full, which means it will take the full width and height of its parent component, which will take the full width and height of the card. We'll also add flex, items center, justify center, just to like put the content of this button in the middle. And inside of this button, we would have the span, or maybe you just have it as text, maybe create new. After this, we will remove the div from here, and we will add some labels to our input fields. So instead of having the xShow edit mode from the previous component, we would have the xShow to be on visible. So just like that. And maybe we're also going to have the classes of flex and items center, justify center. So flex, items center, justify center, and also we will have the full width and the full height. Okay. And we would have also the class relative, because we want to relatively position the next buttons of this div. Okay. So after we created this, we will also remove these title and content variables and add our input fields. We'll add some labels to each input field. So we will wrap each input in a div, and we will add a label for that input. For example, for the input that will be for our title, we would call this maybe title input. And here we would have the ID of title input. The title would have a limit of maximum content of equals or max length to be 80, because in the database we have this limit. It will have a placeholder. So maybe here we can have a placeholder. Maybe we'll say enter a title. And for the styles, we would remove the text XL and add these classes. So W would be full, it takes the full width of its parent. The minimum H would be, so the minimum height would be 12. We would have a border of 2 pixels and a color for that border to be maybe gray 200. Then we would have a padding for the whole input field to be 1.5. And we will have the class rounded to give it some border radius. Now inside the label, we would actually have a word for maybe saying a title. So we indicate that this is for the title. And for the actual text area as well, we would have the similar setup. So we would create our div. We move this text area inside the div. We would add a label tag. Do the same thing for the text area as we did in the input field. We would also remove some classes or add some classes to this. For example, we'd remove the margin on the top, and we would add W full as well, the classes, so it takes the full width. Resize none, so the user couldn't resize it. Minimum H or minimum height to be 36. And we would add also a border of 2 and maybe a border color. That would be gray. And also a padding, so similar to what we did inside the input of the actual title. And we'll also add a label for this to be maybe content. We can also add text SM to make the text smaller in this, so it can take more text and appear in a pleasant way. We would actually remove the class from here, and we would remove the xShow from here and put the xShow in the actual top, and maybe remove the button from here and add it inside or in the root of our component. So now we can show the button if the visible variable is not set to true, and whenever the visible variable is true, we will show the content inside of here. This div is meant to only hold the form content, so we would add maybe space for this, so a class of space in the y direction to be 4, and a padding to the top of this component to be 5. And for the buttons of edit and delete, we would remove them and add a cancel and submit buttons. We will change the add click of this button, the click listener, to actually only fire the create function, because it will be a submit button. So we can call create right here, which is the function that we defined right here. For our text for this button, it would be just submit. So right here, we could just say submit, just like that. But we can also add some disabled tag. So we can bind the disabled tag and make the button disabled, whatever the loading state is there, or whatever the title is nothing. So if there is no title, why are we allowing the person to actually click the button and submit? And also the same for the content. So when the content.trim, meaning the content without any spaces, is not set, that will mean that we won't allow the person to actually click. As for the cancel button, we would actually only make the visible variable to be false. The style would be the same, but we changed the text to be cancelled. Now, after we did these changes, now we would have a beautiful create card component that would show in the beginning of our grid as we place the actual create card right here in the beginning of our grid layout. So if we save now and hit the refresh button of our web page, we can see exactly that we have now a create new component. When we click this component, we see that we have a title, content, and maybe we want to not center them and add a placeholder for the actual text area. So we will do that here. So instead of saying text center, we would remove the text center class from here, and we would add a placeholder here. We save and we refresh the page. Now, if we click the actual card, we can see that we can create a title, like for example, hello, and the content. Now we can hit the submit button and we can see right away the card appeared right here because we updated the UI after the create event is handled. So now the actual dashboard is done. We have the delete functionality to delete a card and the UI is updated. We have the edit functionality to edit a card and the actual UI would be updated. And we have the create card and the actual UI would be updated after a successful create. Next, we will implement the likes functionality for each card,